Alrighty, yes! Module 10, day 5. You've just learned 15 chords in 5 lessons. It's enough to play pretty much any song that you'd like. Right, let's beat this drum. D. Looks like this. There's a doofus way to do it, which is my way, and there's a traditional way to do it, which I don't particularly like to teach. Only reason that I find that is the doofus way is easier to learn, it's easier to get your head around, as it really doesn't make much of a difference in your transitions that I've ever come across. And a lot of my students prefer to do it this way also, so that's the only way I'm going to teach you. Right, pretty simple. As I said, looks like that. First finger across the bottom 3 strings. The 3 higher strings, and your second finger, and that's on the 2nd fret, and the second finger on the 3rd fret of the B string. That's what it sounds like. Nice, sounds like a summer's day. Rightio, not much more to say about that, pretty simple. Alright, now with D, there are a couple of ways to do this again, and I'm only going to show you the way that I do it. Just due to the fact that I believe that this is the better way to do it. There will be people that argue with me, but hey, this has worked for me for nearly 30 odd years, 25, 28, 30 years, 32 years. It's going to work for me for another 20 odd years as well, as long as I live. So yeah, basically putting your first finger straight across that 2nd fret there, and then your second finger on the 3rd fret of the B. Very simple. If you do, however, want to go down that path of correctness or purists, first finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and then the E, and then your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B. Watch my wrist move. I find that this one here is actually a lot harder to transition between because you're using a lot more of your ligaments, whereas this one here you're not really using that many. My wrist is on an angle to the fretboard. It's not parallel, it's not squared, it's a bit of an angle there, and it's just much more comfortable for me to do that. It's a little bit bunched up. And it also helps me lead into easier chords like that. Oh, I forgot what that one is, like a D6 suspended or something. Anyway, that's not what we're learning here. We're learning the D major chord. And that's pretty much all I do. I've got my thumb down a little bit lower on the neck there, not so high up, it's a little bit further down, and that's that. D minor, which is another one of my favourites. In fact, I reckon it is my most favourite chord of all time. And this is what it looks like. And this is how it sounds, with your 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the G, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B, and your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the E. Listen to that, eh? Sorry, I'm getting a bit carried away. I just like that sound. It's a great sound. D minor. Cool? D minor. As we've got with the C, the F, the C7, G7, D minor brings your wrist more parallel to the neck. 1st finger, 1st fret of the high E, 3rd finger, 3rd fret of the B, and your 2nd finger, 2nd fret of the G. Whether you do the 2nd finger, then the 3rd finger, then the 1st, that's up to you. I prefer to go backwards on this one, but that's just me. Again, there are always different ways to do these things. I'm just showing you the way that I do it, which has worked for me for a very long time. But yeah, your wrist position, your neck, your thumb sort of moving a little bit further up the back towards the headstock. So as we had with the F, we're sort of squeezing in on that, and the C, you'll notice that your thumb, it's not exactly square on the back, it's more running parallel. And that's why I say with your wrist and your thumb, it's just moving around all over the place. So with the D minor, just watch your wrist there, bring your elbow into your chest. Pretty simple chord to do actually, but it just sounds nice. Have good fun with that one. Righto, D7. Looks like this. This is very straightforward. I'm not going to go too much into this. So using your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G, your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the B, and your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the high E string. D, D minor, D7. Great chords. Great chords. D7th, one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites. I like the 7th chords for some reason. Second finger, 2nd fret of the G, first finger, 1st fret of the B, and your 3rd finger on the 2nd fret of the high E. Just like that. Now my wrist and my thumb are basically square on to the neck. So there's a great big line there. Now there's not much more I can actually say about the transition between this. This is a little bit more complicated than, say, going from A minor to E minor, or even A minor to E major. When I say complicated, it's one of the easiest complicated ones that are there. I've seen some people sort of play it like you would if you were playing a B7, but it just makes no sense to me. Keep it simple, man. Just do it like that. And that's all you got to do. This is the last day. If you're still having an issue with any of your transitions, just keep working on your practice plan. Go back to day 1 and work your way nice and gently up to day 5 again, and you will definitely see progress. Have fun. Now we're going to go into the practice stage of things. Practice with this, it's the same as every other day, but because you've got all these chords under your belt, we're really going to mix things up. Again, just the same old strums, each one through, and then go down to E minor, and then go all the way back up again. Keep in mind that day 3 was a weird one. Really sort of messed with my mind when I was learning them. I hope it's not messing with yours too much. So what we're going to do with this, at the end of this day, end of all of these meat and bones of this course, we're going to start off. Cool? And then we're going to get G, C, and the A's to the D's. Pretty much the same type of practice that we've been doing. We're doing that, but then we're going to mix them all up and go crazy mental on them all. And what I'd like you to do with this last one, and you've got the download, if you print that off, then that's cool, or if you put it into a PDF or whatever you do, and then just make random lines all the way through and play them, and include day 3 in there as well. The F, the C 7th, and the B 7th. They are imperative that you get your head around them. Yes, they're challenging. Yes, they are a bit of a pain, but they are essential and you need to know them. Again, take your time with all this. Just enjoy your practice and keep going through it. Once you've got your practice down and you're really comfortable with it and you're moving and your transitions are great, this is about the time when you need to give yourself a huge pat on the back. Congratulations, you've made incredible progress. Like I said, 15 chords, 5 lessons. It's enough to play most songs. Now, I want you to start thinking about how you can continually improve your playing and keep looking for any small problems that can form. Now, all you need to do is, if you see these small problems, whether that just be a bung note that you're hitting, or you're hitting a string when you shouldn't do, just start focusing on that. It's fine. Now, in this video below, there's some links for some songs for you to learn and play. At the time that I've recorded this, the copyright just prevents me from actually playing them and showing you how it's done. That'll change in time, and this section of this video will be taken out, and I'll be able to show you how to do it once I get all of that sorted out. But unfortunately, the legalities of it all is just a little bit too much for the moment, but I'll get there soon. Anyways, I really am super proud of you for getting this far and for learning all this stuff. Keep up with the practice. We're going to move into some more advanced technique stuff. We're going to get into what's tomorrow's is strumming capos and finger picking. Now, this stuff is where it all starts to really take shape as you're learning a song. Anyway, I really am proud of you. Thank you so much. I believe in you to keep up the practice. I know that you're going to get better and better and better and better every single day. And before you know it, you'll just be all over this stuff like lightning. Fantastic. Well done to you. Thank you. Let's move on to Module 11. Here we go.